4 times now, I've handed you free GitHub repos that quietly replace software companies pay a fortune for. That's 40 repos so far. And you keep asking for more. So this is part 5. And this time, we're going after the big enterprise bills. 10 open source repos, each one killing a tool that costs real money. Your entire app backend, your identity provider, your e-commerce platform, your whole ERP. Part 3 killed $180,000 a year of software. Part 5 goes bigger now, so watch the counter in the corner. Because together, these 10 replace nearly $190,000 a year. Every repo is real, with live star counts and a real screen. I opened every single one. And for each, the exact command to stand it up yourself this weekend. One honest rule before we start: self-hosting saves you the license fee, not the work. You run the server. Deal? Let's go kill some invoices. Number 1, Supabase, and we're opening on a giant. 105,000 stars. One of the most loved projects on all of GitHub. Supabase is the open source Firebase, a complete backend for your app. At its core is a real Postgres database, not a black box you can never leave. Around it, you get authentication, real-time subscriptions, file storage, edge functions, and instant REST and GraphQL APIs, auto-generated from your tables. What does it replace? The whole Firebase plus Auth0 stack. A hosted Auth provider like Auth0 runs $240 a month. Once you pass 1,000 users, that's $2,800 a year just for login. And Firebase usage bills climb on top of that. Supabase, self-hosted, is licensed Apache 2.0 completely free. Weekend setup: clone the repo, go into the Docker folder, Docker compose up, open the Studio dashboard, and point your app at the API URL. Honest catch: the core is free to self-host, but you're now running Postgres, backups, and uptime yourself. For the app backend you're renting from Google, that's Firebase's lock-in gone. Number 2, cal.com. Every time someone books a meeting with you through Calendly, you're paying a per-seat tax. Cal.com is the open source scheduling platform, about 46,000 stars, and it does everything Calendly does. Clean booking links, team round-robin routing, availability rules, and built-in calendar, and video integrations with Google, Outlook, Zoom, and Meet. And here's a detail even some tutorials get wrong. Cal.com is now MIT licensed, fully open, and free to self-host. Calendly's Teams plan is $16 per seat per month. For a 25% sales team, that's $4,800 a year, just to send a calendar link. Cal.com is zero. Weekend setup: 1 Docker run, open localhost 3000, connect your Google or Outlook calendar, and share your booking link. Honest catch: the MIT core is free. A few enterprise extras, like SAML single sign-on, cite in a paid tier. But for the scheduling your whole team does every single day, that's Calendly's seat tax deleted. Number 3, RustDesk, and the star count here is wild: 117,000. If your business pays for TeamViewer, you already know the pain. Their pricing is legendary and not in a good way. RustDesk is the open source remote desktop tool. Screen control, file transfer, unattended access. Built specifically to replace TeamViewer and AnyDesk. The trick? You self-host the relay server, so your sessions route through your own machine instead of a third-party cloud. TeamViewer's corporate plan is $245.90 a month. That's nearly $3,000 a year. And it caps how many sessions you can run at once. RustDesk has no concurrency tax. Unlimited technicians, unlimited sessions, free. Weekend setup: run the RustDesk server image to bring up the relay. Set that server address in each client and connect. No cloud in the middle. Honest catch: it's AGPL, free to self-host. But you run the relay server, and its bandwidth, decides your call quality. For remote support without the ransom note, RustDesk refuses TeamViewer's bill. Number 4, Strapi. If your website or app needs a content management system, the SaaS option is Contentful, and it gets expensive fast. Strapi is the open source headless CMS, about 73,000 stars. You model your content, and Strapi instantly gives you a REST and GraphQL API plus a clean admin panel your editors actually like. And you bring your own database, Postgres, MySQL, or SQLite. Contentful's entry paid plan is $300 a month, $3,600 a year. And the enterprise tier costs far, far more than that. Strapi's community edition is MIT licensed and free. Weekend setup, scaffold it with one create Strapi app command. Model your content types in the admin and start hitting the auto-generated API. Honest catch, the MIT core is free, but single sign-on, role-based access, and audit logs live in the paid enterprise edition. For owning your content layer instead of renting it, Strapi hands you the API, free. Number 5, Gitea. GitHub is wonderful until the enterprise invoice shows up, per developer every month. Gitea is a lightweight, self-hosted Git platform, about 57,000 stars, and it's the whole workflow. Repository hosting, pull requests and code review, issues, a package registry, and built-in CI/CD with Gitea actions. It's a single, tiny binary, MIT licensed, with no per seat cost. GitHub Enterprise is $21 per user per month. For a 50 developer engineering team, that's $12,600 a year. Gitea is free, and every new seat is still free. Weekend setup, one Docker run, open localhost 3000, finish the quick install wizard, and push your first repo. Honest catch, there's no seat cap and no paywall, but you own uptime, backups, and wiring up your own single sign-on. For a team that just wants to host its own code, that's GitHub's invoice, self-hosted. Number 6, Nextcloud. Dropbox Business charges you per user every month, forever. For storage, you could simply own. Nextcloud is the self-hosted file cloud site, about 36,000 stars. And it's your own Dropbox or Google Drive. File sync and share with desktop and mobile clients, plus calendar, contacts, and built-in document editing for full team collaboration. The capacity is limited only by your own disk, not a per seat tier. Dropbox Business Advanced is $24 per user per month. For 50 people, that's $14,400 a year. Nextcloud's license is AGPL 0. Weekend setup, one Docker run, open, localhost 8080, create the admin account, and install the desktop and mobile sync apps. Honest catch, you essentially become the IT department. The server, storage, patching, and backups are all on you. But for a team's files, that's your Dropbox on your own server. Number 7, Medusa. And now the numbers get serious. If you sell online at scale, the platform of choice is Shopify Plus, and it starts at $2,300 a month. Medusa is the open source headless commerce engine, about 35,000 stars, written in TypeScript. It's the backend brain of a store, cart, orders, products, inventory, and regions, all through a flexible API you build any storefront on top of. Shopify Plus's platform fee alone is $2,300 a month, $27,600 a year, before a single transaction. Medusa is MIT licensed, with no platform fee at all. Weekend setup, scaffold the backend and admin with one create Medusa app command, add your products and regions, and wire a storefront to the API. Honest catch, and this is a real one, Medusa is the backend only. Shopify also hands you hosting, PCI compliant payments, and the storefront. So you're taking on a genuine build to capture that saving. But for a team with engineers, that's 2300 a month kept. Number 8, PostHog. Product analytics is one of those bills that quietly balloons. Mixpanel and amplitude charged by the event. And the events never stop. PostHog is the open source product analytics platform. About 35,000 stars. And it isn't one tool, it's the whole stack. Product analytics, web analytics, session replay, feature flags, A/B experiments, and surveys, all in one place. Mixpanel's growth plan, at roughly 10 million events a month, runs about $2,500 a month, $30,240 a year, and it only climbs with your volume. PostHog's core is MIT licensed, self-hosted, and your event data stays yours. Weekend setup. Bring up the hobby Docker Compose, drop the JavaScript snippet on your site, and watch events and session replays start flowing in. Honest catch. The MIT core is free, but it runs a heavy ClickHouse data stack, and a few enterprise features live in a separate directory. For understanding your users without a 5-figure analytics bill, that's Mixpanel's bill without Mixpanel. Number 9, Keycloak. And this is the bill almost nobody talks about. Identity. Every single employee login through Okta costs you per user per month. Keycloak is the open source identity and access management server. About 35,000 stars and a graduated CNCF project. It gives you single sign-on across all your apps with OpenID Connect and SAML, plus multi-factor authentication, social login, and user federation from LDAP or Active Directory. Okta's Essential Suite, the like-for-like feature set, is $17 per user per month. For a 200-person company, that's $40,800 a year just to log in. Keycloak is Apache 2.0 licensed. Every feature, 0 per seat fee. Weekend setup, 1 Docker run, open, local host, 8080. Create a realm and a client, and point your apps at it for single sign-on. Honest catch. It's fully free, but you run the high availability clustering and upgrades yourself, with no vendor support line unless you pay Red Hat. For company-wide login, that's Okta's per seat empire. Toppled. Number 10 were ERPNext. And we're ending on the single most expensive bill in this entire series. The software that runs a whole company. Accounting, inventory, manufacturing, HR, and CRM is called an ERP. And the brand names are NetSuite and SAP. ERPNext is the open source alternative, about 36,000 stars, and it's the entire business in one system. Accounting, stock and orders, manufacturing, HR and payroll, projects, and CRM, end to end. It's GPL licensed with a $0 software license, no features hidden behind paywalls. NetSuite, for a realistic 25-user mid-market company, runs around $50,000 a year, all in, and that's reported pricing, because they won't even publish a number. ERPNext replaces it for free. Weekend setup, bring up the official Frappe Docker Compose, create your site and your company, add your users, and start running the business. Honest catch, the license is 0, but budget for hosting and, realistically, an implementation partner call. An ERP is a project, not a download. But watch that counter. ERPNext just pushed us past $189,000 a year of software replaced. A $50,000 ERP for free. That's part 5, 10 free open source repos. Supabase, cal.com, RustDesk, Strapi, Gitea, Nextcloud, Medusa, PostHog, Keycloak, and ERPNext. Together, they replace nearly $190,000 a year of software, bigger than any part before it. And everyone you can stand up in a weekend. Now, I've put all 50 repos, from parts 1 through 5, with the exact deploy command for each, into one free PDF. The self-hosted stack. Comment the word SELFHOST, and I'll send it straight to you or grab it at hyperautomationlabs.co/free/selfhost. And if you want to go deeper, my complete guide to Claude Code, the OpenAI Codex Guide, the Claude Cowork Sales Playbook, and the Claude Certified Architect Prep Kit are all linked in the description. Follow Hyperautomation Labs on Instagram for the short version. Join us on Facebook and subscribe right here on YouTube. That's where these deep dives live. Quick tip. If I'm talking too slowly for you, just bump it to 1.25 speed. That's 50 repos across 5 parts, replacing hundreds of thousands of dollars a year of software bills. So tell me in the comments exactly which paid tool you want me to kill in part 6. See you there.